Hello again and welcome back to another one, and today we have more to cover, starting with 50 Cent, and this one is coming just days after I finished reading his latest book, so I got more understanding of what's going on. And as we dive in, if you're here for the first time, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So while 50's detractors like Rick Ross have been trying to get his attention recently, 50 Cent has been doing big things away from the music industry, with deals worth $150 million with stars and several shows around the corner. And Ross looks to have moved to 50's associate Lloyd Banks in recent days.
We discussing Lloyd Banks right now, and one of my homies just said he never really stopped being a Lloyd Banks fan. So I said, look, I hit the blunts once. I came up with a dope title, Lloyd Banks Next LP or EP. Victim of Circumstance.
And it looks like Banks is also not in the mood to take the bait, as recently he tweeted, "I'll never join the circus, so don't expect it from me. Peace and love." And 50 explained in his book that he can't keep taking the bait from people who need his name to remain relevant, sort of like parasitism, since he benefits nothing from them. And in a recent interview on This Is 50, 50 talked about his big moves, and of course the talk about Eminem came up. On the question on who can take on Eminem in the verses, this is what 50 had to say.
And that's a tough, if anybody's thinking of doing that type of competition with Eminem, they should stop. Should stop thinking that shit right away, because it's not gonna turn out good. No, it's not gonna work out.
And just like the VMAs did recently and used Eminem to market their show extensively on the days leading up to the awards, it looks like Sweezy did the same using Eminem, as I remember when Noriega claimed that Sweezy called DMX and told him Eminem is down for a versus. And this was back in May, and like many predicted back then, Eminem didn't confirm nothing, his name was just used to hype up verses. 50 also briefly talked about Eminem's success right before his debut album dropped.
Bro, Marshall Mathers LP sold 22 million copies.
Alone.
Yeah. I think it went to 23. It was like 22, 23. I was like, that's why I always knew my project could be bigger. I'm doing 13, it just came off with 22.
And from the book, 50 talked about how he had to put relationships on the line to sign with Eminem and Dre, as some around him at that time stood to gain huge bonuses if he signed with other labels, but it was his career on the line, not theirs, and he even addressed those that claim he never needed Eminem to blow up this big. According to 50, people on these forums don't have a clue, because he doesn't see himself selling over 13 million with a debut project without association to Eminem and Dre, and no one has done this since 50 did it, but those that think otherwise still come in my comments section when I do videos on 50 Cent to downplay M's overall impact in hip-hop. And 50 also revealed how he receives random troll texts from Eminem from time to time, random banter, and this one caused some confusion online, but I'll explain.
He hit me randomly. I'll show you my phone. The last time I talked to him, he texted me and was like, "Yo, that when you gonna fly me in private so I can land on that dick?" Nigga, what the is wrong with you?
Some people were confused by this from the interview, like this user for instance. Eminem, will you explain what this means? LMAO, quoting the interview, but it is a line from 50's collaboration with Pop Smoke on The Woo, where 50 dropped the usual braggadocious bar about his kinda girl, so it caught him by surprise when Eminem texted that to him. Next up today is about someone who went against Eminem, and thanks to his latest outfit at the VMAs, he has now been described as Machine Gun Karen. And since he began to move away from the art form that made him who he is today, his fashion sense has also moved away, and it looks like he's had enough of the memes. For instance, No Life Shack also shared one that has been making the rounds, like this with the caption, "Please make this go viral," and Kels has been featured on the Karen version of NWA, Karens with Attitude. But in his defense, he no longer has to keep up the tough guy act after Eminem had an impact on the trajectory of his rap career, and the user adds, I legit think he should stick to the pop-punk genre, nothing wrong with that, and many of his fans under the thread agree that this suits him better than rap, as he won his first VMAs thanks to this change in genres. And another user adds, "In Rap Devil he said he was named after a gangster. I look at this and I'm like, did he mean Medea? This is too funny." And Kels has reacted to the memes. He's had enough and states, "People in 2020, down with this dude, I'm gonna trash him. Also people in 2020, but not with my own words, I'll use a meme." And right under, a user drops some gold for him with the caption, "I love you dude, but come on, you cannot say this isn't funny, seriously."